Joe Montana's name alone brings up thoughts of football greatness, precise passing, and clutch plays. His legacy goes beyond numbers, as he is widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. So, just how great was Joe Montana really? To truly appreciate Joe Montana's excellence, you must look at his entire career, and not just his figures, but also his influence on the game and ability to raise his team when it counted the most. Joseph Clifford Montana Jr. was born on June 11, 1956 in New Eagle, Pennsylvania. During his early years in Pennsylvania, Joe Montana was a three-sport star who excelled in football, baseball, and basketball. But out of those three sports, it wasn't football that he was most interested in. The man who would later be known as Joe Cool was a basketball fan more than anything else. But who knew that he would later become a star in football? Despite being selected in the third round of the 1979 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers, Montana did not immediately become a sensation. However, under the tutelage of famous coach Bill Walsh, Montana developed into a quarterback who would reshape the position. After completing an outstanding high school sports career in 1974, Montana got multiple college offers, including a basketball scholarship from North Carolina State. If he had taken the offer, he would have joined a squad that had just won the NCAA championship and included future NBA great David Thompson. But as a parade All-America selection at quarterback, he was, first and foremost, a highly recruited prospect in football. And after considering offers from dozens of schools, Montana committed it to Notre Dame. Despite receiving offers from other schools, he chose Notre Dame. Terry Hanratty, a fellow Pennsylvania native and favorite football player, was a standout quarterback for the Fighting Irish in the mid to late 1960s. Though it was a bumpy ride to first-string duty, yet a whole lot of comeback wins in college, Joe Montana was oftentimes known as the comeback kid, and his ability to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat first became evident during his time with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But his time at South Bend wasn't all come-from-behind victories and gridiron glory. As documented by some sources, as a freshman, he was just one of multiple blue-chip recruits at quarterback. And since the Fighting Irish had the highest hopes for one Gary Forrestek, Montana was barely utilized in the freshman games. Montana moved up from the bottom of the depth chart to number 2 as a sophomore after some impressive spring practice performances, and he showed plenty of promise, engineering a few remarkable comebacks throughout the 1975 season. After missing the entire 1976 season due to a shoulder injury, he returned in 1977 as the Irish's number 3 quarterback, trailing future NFL player Rusty Lish and the aforementioned Forrestek. He sat out the first 2 games of the 1977 season, but owing to his performance in a comeback victory over Purdue, Notre Dame coach Dan Devine ultimately promoted Montana to first-string action. Montana's college football career culminated in the iconic Chicken Soup game, in which he re-entered the game with 7:37 remaining and led Notre Dame from 22 points down to a 35-34 victory over the Houston Cougars at the 1979 Cotton Bowl. Despite being hypothermic. Not many people know, and at some point, not Montana himself, but he was never known for his arm strength. During the annual scouting combine, it is being seen that far too many NFL teams are swayed by arm strength. These teams frequently choose the cannon arm over the player with great basics and other non-statistical attributes. And while it might be beneficial at times, it can also be detrimental. That pretty well sums up the run-up to the 1979 NFL Draft, where Joe Montana, despite his numerous on-field heroics for Notre Dame, was only regarded as an average pro prospect. During one combine, Washington State's Jack Thompson, the eventual number 3 overall choice, received an 8 out of 9 for arm strength, while Montana only received a 6. His overall scouting report didn't help matters, as he was labeled as a player who doesn't have great tools and prefers to pass to his primary target even when he's in a crowd. As a result, he fell to the 3rd round when the San Francisco 49ers took him 82nd overall. However, we all know what happened next. Montana became a superstar for the Niners, while Thompson, aka The throwing Samoan had a disappointing NFL career. And it wasn't like Joe Cool developed into a rocket-armed passer in the pros. As former NFL executive Mark Dominic told a news source, Montana made up for his lack of arm strength by being exceptional in terms of just the timing and the anticipation of when things are going to come open in the box and be able to deliver the ball. But in the game before the Super Bowl, Montana threw a touchdown pass to wide receiver Dwight Clark with only 51 seconds left in the game, giving them the win. This iconic play is known as the catch. The 49ers won the Super Bowl again in 1985. Montana's postseason performances are legendary. He led the 49ers to 4 Super Bowl victories in the 1980s, winning MVP awards in 3 of them. His ability to deliver in the clutch was unrivaled, with only 320 remaining in Super Bowl 23 against the Cincinnati Bengals. With the 49ers trailing by 3 points, Montana produced a 92-yard drive that culminated in a game-winning touchdown pass to John Taylor. It was a watershed moment that demonstrated Montana's ability to thrive under pressure. Montana and wide receiver Jerry Rice led coach Bill Walsh's West Coast offense, and the 49ers became the dominant NFL club of the 1980s. During the decade, they won 7 NFC West crowns and 3 Super Bowls, with Montana garnering game MVP honors in 2 of them. Most memorably, Joe Cool overcame the pressure of a fourth-quarter deficit against the Bengals in his 3rd Super Bowl. Montana led the 49ers to a 14-2 record in 1990, but he was injured in the NFC Championship game against the New York Giants, and he missed practically the entire next 2 seasons. By the time he was fully healed, the 49ers had already signed outstanding quarterback Steve Young and were ready to part ways with the player who had led the team to its pinnacle. In April 1993, they sent Montana to the Kansas City Chiefs, and so his time with the 49ers came to an end. The veteran quarterback demonstrated that he still had the golden touch by leading the Chiefs to their first division title in 22 years and the 1993 AFC Championship game. Montana announced his retirement following one more solid season, which culminated with a wild-card playoff loss to the Miami Dolphins in 1994. Throughout his career, the 4-time Super Bowl champion was twice voted the Associated Press MVP and was selected to 8 Pro Bowls. In addition, he retired with NFL postseason records in completions, yards, and touchdowns. But Montana's greatness went beyond his own accomplishments, and that's something no one can deny. He was a true team player who improved the performance of those around him. His collaboration with Hall of Fame receiver Jerry Rice is legendary. Together, they established one of the most lethal quarterback-receiver combinations in NFL history, breaking multiple records along the way. Furthermore, Montana's influence on the game extended beyond his on-field performance. He was a quarterback pioneer, changing the position with his precise passing and analytical approach to the game. His mastery of Walsh's West Coast offense established the gold standard for NFL quarterback play, influencing generations of players and coaches. In addition to his athletic abilities, Montana had an unrivaled football IQ. He was an expert tactician capable of dissecting defenses with surgical accuracy. His ability to read the field and make split-second choices was incredible, frequently leaving opposition defenses perplexed and outmatched. Furthermore, Montana possessed exceptional leadership abilities. He possessed an instinctive capacity to rally his teammates and motivate them to perform at their peak. His presence in the huddle generated confidence and belief in the rest of the team. However, it would be ingenuous to dismiss the issues and difficulties that Montana encountered throughout his career. Montana's journey was fraught with challenges, from injuries that threatened to end his playing career to the famed quarterback spat with Steve Young. Yet, time and again, he demonstrated his resilience, overcoming adversity and solidifying his legacy as a football great. Subsequently, Joe Montana was more than just a quarterback. He was a transcendent figure whose influence on the game of football continues to this day. His mix of talent, leadership, and clutch performances cemented his place as one of the best players in history. Montana's legacy will live on in NFL history, whether it was through his 4 Super Bowl victories, multiple game-winning drives, or ability to inspire those around him. So how good was Joe Montana really? Simply put, he was the epitome of brilliance. So, what are your thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. and tap the bell icon to never miss our future updates. Thanks for watching.